Have you ever felt like your social battery drains way faster than your phone's? I mean, why is it that some of us feel totally recharged by a quiet evening in, while our friends need a crowded room to even feel alive? Well, it turns out the answer isn't just about your personality, it's actually written in your biology. You know the scene, right? You're at a huge party, maybe a concert. You look over at your friend and they are just buzzing, totally feeding off the energy of the crowd. But then you look at your other friend and they look like their personal battery is flashing red at 1%. What is going on there? For the longest time, we've just slapped labels on this. You're an introvert or you're an extrovert, like it's some kind of personal choice or even a flaw. But the science tells a way more fascinating story. This isn't about being bad at socializing, it's about having different wiring inside our heads. Deep down, at the very heart of this difference, are two key chemical messengers in your brain. You can think of them like two completely different kinds of fuel that power your sense of pleasure and reward. And, as it happens, your brain has a pretty strong preference for one over the other. All right, let's meet our two key players. On one side, we've got dopamine. This one is all about getting that instant buzz from the outside world. And on the other side, we have acetylcholine, which delivers a slower, more sustained reward that comes from our own inner world. These two chemicals create two very different roads to feeling good. So let's explore that first road, the one we're going to call the party fuel pathway. This is the one for brains that absolutely thrive on what's happening around them, the ones that literally light up in a crowd. Dopamine is basically your brain's go-get-it chemical. It's what pushes you to explore, to take chances, and to connect with the world. When you experience something new or exciting, like meeting new people, dopamine hits you with a jolt of pleasure. It's your brain screaming, "Yes, this is awesome, let's get more of this." So for a brain that runs on dopamine, a party is pretty much the perfect charging station. You've got loud music, tons of new faces, endless conversations. All of these things are external stimuli. This triggers a huge rush of dopamine, which makes that person feel amazing, totally energized, and hungry for more. Okay, but now let's flip the coin and look at the other pathway. We'll call this one the library fuel pathway. This one isn't about a sudden jolt of energy. It's more like a quiet, steady hum of pure contentment. Acetylcholine is a whole different kind of reward chemical. It doesn't need a loud concert to do its thing. Instead, it creates this nice feeling of pleasure when we focus, when we concentrate, and when we really tap into our own thoughts. It's that satisfying feeling you get when you're just lost in a great book, or maybe figuring out a really tough puzzle. You see, the reward cycle here is way quieter. When a person gets into that state of deep, focused thought, their brain lights up this acetylcholine pathway. The result isn't a big burst of energy, but a feeling of calm, pleasant engagement. This is their brain's happy place. All right, so now that we get these two different fuel systems, let's go back to that party we were talking about at the beginning and see what's really going on under the hood. And this right here is the absolute most important takeaway. If you feel totally dreamed by a party, it has zero to do with you being antisocial or awkward. It's simply that your brain is wired to get its rewards from a different place. It is a neurochemical fact, not a personal failing. This chart just lays it out perfectly. For the brain that's dominant in dopamine, the party leads to high energy, the battery is full. But for the acetylcholine dominant brain, that exact same event causes overstimulation and the energy plummets. The battery is just toast. And here's the reason why. For the extroverted brain, that party is a fuel station, handing out little hits of its favorite chemical, dopamine. But for the introverted brain, it's like trying to fill up a diesel car with regular unleaded gas. It's just a whole lot of noise and activity without the right kind of chemical reward to make it all feel good. It's just too much. You know, understanding all this is incredibly empowering. It's like someone finally handed you the user manual for your own brain. So how can you actually use this information in your everyday life? The big takeaway is this: there is no better brain type. Not at all. Both are perfectly designed for different things. Extroverts are wired to seek out and connect, while introverts are wired for deep, meaningful focus. The real power comes from knowing which operating system you're running on so you can start managing your energy and choosing the places and situations where your brain can really, truly thrive. So maybe, just maybe, we should stop asking ourselves if we're one thing or the other. Instead, let's start asking a much better question. What kind of activity genuinely rewards and recharges my unique brain? Because the answer to that question, that's where you're going to find your energy and your flow.